Make sure to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this.
In cities like Huntsville, Alabama, as well as Tupelo, Mississippi, Julie.
We have a live team out there in the field for you, several of them in those areas at greatest risk, including meteorologist Tevin Wooten. He's in Tupelo, and we can't ignore parts of the north where that tornado risk pushes into places like Cincinnati, Ohio. The storm specialist, Dr. Greg Postel, gets us started now with a look at where the storm...
To write home about. And these threats for severe weather, they extend well to the north.
Yeah, it's not just a southern event here. We're looking at farther north, that threat extending in through the evening and even into the overnight hours. So we take a look at that situation. Still a 7 on the Torcon once we get into portions of southern Kentucky here. Louisville, you are 5 on our Torcon. And into the Ohio Valley we go with 3s and 2s. Any number on the Torcon means you have a chance of getting hit with a tornado. So we take a look here at our current radar right now. We are seeing some of that rain here, St. Louis over to Cincinnati, possibly down into portions of eastern Tennessee as well, but we haven't really seen the bulk of this yet. We'll time it out here with our future radar, starting things off this afternoon. Again, really messy, and as Chris mentioned, these storms are going to continue to kind of roll over the same areas. Supercell development very likely here, as this environment is just so conducive for that. This is 8 o'clock this evening. Indianapolis, you're going to get hit with some strong storms, as well as Cincinnati. Cleveland, eventually in the overnight hours, when a lot of you are not going to be as aware. So again, have that plan in place, get to your safe space, let your family know where they need to be going as well. We'll have more of Alabama, the Mid-South, and some of those same areas that were just hit so hard. We take a look at our Torcon threat. This is for tomorrow. We're at a 4 here in Memphis and Jackson, Nashville, Knoxville, you're at a 3. So again, anytime we have a Torcon, there's that possibility of a tornado coming into the area. So we're going to be having to watch for this, especially as we get into the evening hours, I think. We've got a cold front coming in from the west. This is an old boundary that's going to help kind of funnel some of that moisture or focus that moisture right along it. And so when we mix the winds aloft with that, it's going to pull up some of that moisture from the south, and with that, some spin in the atmosphere, we could see some development of those strong to severe storms and perhaps even tornadoes. So we take a look here at the timing here. This is our future radar. It gives you some idea of what we can expect here as far as the timing of all of this. And there's going to be a couple of rounds. This is Saturday morning. You'll notice Little Rock, Memphis, Nashville, Huntsville. You'll be getting some showers, maybe a few thunderstorms coming in throughout the morning hours and through the lunchtime hours as well over toward Knoxville and Hazard. But then I think the bigger system, or the bigger storm threat anyway, comes later on, and that's going to be that time where we don't like to see it happen, right? That is the overnight hours when many of you are sleeping. So this is 1 a.m. Little Rock, Nashville, pretty solid line of storms stretching through Knoxville as well. So this is one to be aware of here before you go to bed on your Saturday night into Sunday. All of this energy pushing eastward. Huntsville still dealing with it by the time we get into early Sunday morning. And its system continues to push off to the east. So again, this is going to be another messy weekend, but we are concerned about flooding as well. In fact, flash flooding could be a real issue here, possible anywhere in green here. We're talking about these same areas all along the Mid-South, Chris, that were just hit so hard. And you know, we can't stress this enough because of the severe weather. I think maybe the focus has been taken off of the flooding, but the flooding can be deadly as well.
Yeah, it's been significant, especially northern Alabama, northern Georgia.
It's just terrifying, and you know, the poor child there. I mean, just anyone who goes through anything like this, it's just something like you might see out of a movie.
Yeah, Julie, I mean, the fact that we're able to get to that home as quickly as it did. Look at the tornado. Again, we're putting this back on so we can kind of walk through some of the things that maybe catch our eye. I mean, that's what you would call a wedge tornado. Those are the most violent. It'll be interesting to see what these were ranked. But looking at some of the damage estimates, Julie, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if some of these get ranked a EF3 or EF4. And the fact that so many people lived through that, I mean, is a miracle.
I mean, that appeared to be a fairly well-built home, and you could see it was just torn apart there. And we saw several subdivisions where brick homes were also heavily damaged, if not destroyed. So that would indicate a pretty strong tornado.
And in this case, it looked like where the family was that was needing to be rescued, it looks like they were in the back of the house where there was some sort of roof damage, and I could totally see, sky in those back bedrooms where I don't know if they were hiding out there or what, but the fact that they were unscathed with young children.
So yeah, right now the action back here, we've got in Nebraska and Kansas a threat for some severe weather today, but all of this is going to eject farther to the east as we get into the weekend, and that's when we're going to be dealing with perhaps some strong to severe storms. So timing out with future radar here, you'll notice some of those storms coming up here. Topeka, you'll be getting in on some of the action here as well, even into the overnight hours, seeing some storms pop up here, scattered in nature. So looking at a lot of rain for some of you, including here in Omaha. So that's something to be aware of. The flash flood threat exists for you as well. In the Quad Cities, you're going to be getting the wet action as well. And then tomorrow, this really does fill in as we get into the Midwest, Chicago, Detroit, eventually into the Ohio Valley we go with scattered showers and thunderstorms. So that's on the northern edge of it, eventually by Sunday, making its way over to the East Coast in New England, which is